Good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News on TV1. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Ditmini De Silva. Let's start off with a look at the headlines.
Mayantha Dissanayake to step down from the post of chairman of the Committee on Public Finance. Electricity workers protest against unjust tax regime. One person injured during the Jatika Janabalawegaya protest in Colombo in critical condition. PAFREL proposes to pass a resolution in Parliament to allocate funds for the election.
ආණ්ඩුවේ බොහෝ පාර්ශවයන් පක්ෂයේ වගේම මේ මැතිවරණය පැවැත්වීම සඳහා එකඟතාවය පළ කරමින් තිබෙන්නේ. නිසා පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ බහුතරයකකින් යෝජනාවක් සම්මත කිරීම අසීරු කටයුත්තක් හැටියට අපි දකින්නේ නැහැ.
Sri Lanka cricket team leaves for New Zealand for test series.
Employees attached to the Ceylon Electricity Board are protesting opposite the CEB head office in Colombo. Employees attached to the Ceylon Electricity Board are protesting against the new tax policy and several other issues. The Ceylon Electricity Board Employees Union, Ceylon Electricity Board Technological Engineers and Superintendent Union, CEB Technical Employees Union, CEB Consumer Coordinator Union and several other trade bodies are engaged in the protest. Among the demands by the electricity workers is to reintroduce the medical allowance, remove the salary anomalies and grant promotions to those who qualified for the promotion process. The electricity workers are engaged in the protest by reporting sick to work. In your headline-making story, Parliamentarian Mayantha Dissanayake says that he will step down from the post of chairman of the Committee on Public Finance. He made the announcement during a press briefing in Colombo.
මම ගාමිණී දිසානායක මැතිතුමා සහ ශ්‍රීමා දිසානායක මැතිණියගේ පුතා. මගේ වැඩිමල් සහෝදරයා නවින් දිසානායක මැතිතුමා. ඒ වගේම මමත් දැන්
I am the son of Gamini Dissanayake and Shrima Dissanayake. My elder brother is Navin Dissanayake. I, as a young politician, represented Parliament and the public for 2 terms. During the previous election, I reached a decision to support Sajid Premadasa and support his political journey. I believe I made the right decision. I will not betray my policy and the public mandate. I wish to note that as a son of Gamini Dissanayake and Shrima Dissanayake, we engaged in politics by respecting policies and with the people. Last week, politicians called me and asked if I will accept the post of chairman of the Committee on Public Finance if a unanimous decision was reached. In 2015 and 2016, when the Committee on Public Finance was established, I was a member of the committee under its first chairman, M.A. Sumandiran. If M.A. Sumandiran had urgent work on days when the committee meetings were held, he proposed my name to call the meeting to order and carry out the duties as chairman and gave me that responsibility. Since then, I have been a member of that committee regardless of my party affiliations. I have fulfilled my duties as a son who wishes to follow the footsteps of Gamini Dissanayake. I always worked based on my conscience. Therefore, when a request was made last week on taking up this post, I said if it is offered based on a common agreement, I will accept it. I held discussions this morning. Since we need to have an agreement, I decided to step down from the post of chairman of the Committee on Public Finance. I tried to contact the speaker by phone, but I could not reach him. I will direct my resignation letter to the speaker shortly. I am doing so because we need to have a common agreement to work in the opposition, under the opposition leader to carry out the duties of the opposition.
අස්සම් කළා කරු කතානායකතුමාට බාර දෙන්න කටයුතු කරනවා. මම මේ වැඩේ කරන්නේ මමගේ ඉල්ලාස්වීම මම බාර දෙන්නේ මම පැවසු පරිදි අපි පොදු එකකතාවයකට ඇවිල්ලා විපක්ෂයක් හැටියට විපක්ෂයේ වගකීම විපක්ෂ නායකතුමා යටතේ අපි කටයුතු කරන්න ඕන නිසා.
Those were views expressed by Samaga Jana Balawege parliamentarian Mayantha Disanayaka. In more local news, one person who took part in the protest led by the Jatika Jana Balawege on Sunday and was injured is in critical condition and is being treated at the Colombo National Hospital. The Jatika Jana Balawege protested against delaying the local government election.
A spokesperson for the Colombo National Hospital said that the critically injured man is being treated at the ICU of the hospital. 29 people who were injured during the protest were admitted to the Colombo National Hospital on Sunday and 2 of them were discharged earlier in the day. A spokesperson for the Colombo National Hospital said that the remaining 27 people continue to receive treatment. Police fired tear gas and water cannons twice to disperse the protest organised by the Jatika Jana Balawege. The protest was organised against delaying the local government election and undermining democracy.
Sri Lanka's Parliament Speaker Mahinda Pabewardena said that his response to the request made by the Election Commission for intervention to secure funds required for the local government election will be directed to the Finance Minister.
On Friday, Sri Lanka's Election Commission, in a letter to the Speaker, sought intervention to secure the funds required for the local government election. In addition, Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena said that following the decision taken by the Election Commission on the 3rd of March, a decision will be made with regard to recalling state sector employees who submitted nominations to contest the local government election.
The Executive Director of PAFRL, Rohan Hettiarachchi, says a proposal to release funds allocated in the budget for the elections must be passed in Parliament.
According to the President and the law, the financial authority in this country lies with the Parliament. We suggest to every political party to pass a proposal in Parliament to release the funds of 10 billion rupees allocated for an election in the 2023 budget. Undermining the authority of the Parliament, the Finance Minister is delaying the release of these funds for the election. As of now, many factions have expressed support to hold the election. We don't see getting the majority in Parliament to support this proposal as a difficult task. Both the government and the opposition can approve this proposal. They can urge the Finance Minister not to undermine the authority of the Parliament.
පාර්ලිමේන්තු බලය අතික්‍රමණය නොකරන හැටියට අපි විශ්වාස කරනවා ව්‍යාසාදායකයේ මේ සම්බන්ධයෙන් ක්‍රියා කරයි කියලා.
The Institute of Democratic Reforms and Electorate Studies says the Election Commission had to postpone the election due to continuous disruptions.
According to his version, AG was informed that the EC doesn't have minutes of the meeting held. And unless the judiciary, any court is asking such meeting minutes, we strongly believe that either AG or the President can't request meeting minutes. If they are intervening in this way, actually, they are threatening to the autonomous powers of independent commissions. Campaign finance regulation, they have conducted their meeting in the Zoom. That is why the President he intentionally forgotten that why these members are not attending to the Election Commission meeting physically. The reason is that actually the death threat, President is not even mentioning that specific matter. Actually, they are not willing to conduct the work election because lack of votes. That is the main reason.
Today, representatives of the citizens of the People's Struggle handed over letters to embassies and foreign organizations seeking intervention over the impact that delaying local government elections have on Sri Lanka's democracy.
Abraham Lincoln ජනාධිපතිවරයා හිටපු ප්‍රකාශ කරේ ජනතාව විසින් ජනතාවගේ
Former US President Abraham Lincoln once said, democracy is the government of the people, by the people and for the people. While we have a constitution, that constitution is being violated and elections are being postponed. There is no law that allows that. We will inform all the foreign missions regarding this.
The senior deputy chairman of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, Professor Rohana Lakshman Piyadasa, says that everyone must cast aside political differences to secure an election.
ප්‍රාප්තික ජනාධිපතිවරයෙක් දැන් අද කියනවා මැතිවරණ තියෙනවද නැද්ද දන්නේ නැහැ. මැතිවරණ කල් දානවා. රටේ ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදී.
The successive president says that elections will be delayed. There is a question of democracy in the country today. All political parties must align together against this tyranny. We must conduct ourselves without letting party politics get in the way.
ඒ සඳහා සියලුම පාට පක්ෂ ભેද වලින් තොරව කටයුතු කිරීම අත්‍යවශ්‍යයි.
Opposition leader Sajith Premadasa says that the people's right to vote is being taken away by a government that burdens the people.
A Samagi Jana Balawegaya rally was held in Mulankaville, Kilinochchi, chaired by opposition leader Sajith Premadasa. Many parliamentarians, party organisers and activists attended the rally.
You have no right to interfere with the people's right to vote. When you are taking away the people's right to express themselves, you become a dictator. We strongly reject the fact that you are trying to obstruct the election by using all powers vested in you as the president, and we will establish an era of the people. We will take measures to bring all those who conspired to obstruct the election, including officials and politicians, before the law.
සියලුම පුද්ගලයන් නීතිය හමුවට ගෙනෙන්නට අපි කටයුතු කරනවායි කියලා මේ අවස්ථාවේ ප්‍රකාශ කරනවා.
Minister of Agriculture Mahinda Amaraveera says that elections should be held in a bankrupt nation via proper discussions.
The situation that is in the country right now is not normal. When there is an election, everything should be discussed properly. A bankrupt nation must make sure that an election should be held with proper discussion. The election must definitely happen this year.
The Inter-University Students' Federation filed a complaint with Sri Lanka police against the detention of student activists.
57 student activists, including the convener of the IUSF and student monks, have been remanded on the false accusations of trespassing into the Education Ministry. We did not forcibly enter the premises. We went there seeking a meeting with the authorities on why the Buddhist and Pali University was not being reopened. We were seated while waiting for the minister. We were told the minister would arrive soon. We waited for him, and when we asked again, as there was no response, we chanted our slogans. Thereafter, Susil Premajanta and Ranil Wickramasinghe deployed their police thugs with their stars to attack us. Our brothers have been remanded. The next thing is that they cleared an office after 4 p.m. and caused damage to the property. When the case is taken up the next morning, they produce a damage estimate of over 100,000. We did not force our way into the premises and did not cause any damage.
The Buddhist and Pali University was open for the first-year students today. Based on a ragging incident, the administration of the Buddhist and Pali University took steps to close the university from December 19th last year until further notice.
විශ්වවිද්‍යාලය නිවාඩු දෙනකොට අධ්‍යයන සමාසිකයට අයිති දේශන සති 6ක දේශන තමයි ඉතිරි වෙලා තිබුණේ.
When the university was closed indefinitely, there were only lectures of 6 weeks left for that semester. Those lectures have been covered online by now. Starting today, we will be opening the university and hostel for the first-year students. Also, we are taking steps to reopen the hostel for 4th-year students on the 3rd of March. Examinations will be conducted for both first-year and 4th-year students. Once those examinations are over, hostels will be opened for 2nd and 3rd-year students. 1st and 4th-year students can use the coming 2 weeks to use the library, talk to lecturers regarding any subject matter, and hand in their assignments. We would like to kindly remind the students to take maximum use of this opportunity and engage in their educational activities.
පුළුවන්. අපි ශිෂ්‍යයන්ට මතක් කරන්නේ මේ අවස්ථාවෙන් උපරිම ප්‍රයෝජනය අරගෙන තමන්ගේ අධ්‍යයන කටයුතු වලට සාර්ථකව මුහුණ දෙන්න කියලා තමයි හැම වෙලාවෙම අපි මතක් කරන්නේ කරුණාවෙන් යුක්තව.
Representatives of the Inter-University Bhikkhu Federation, together with a group of activists, convened a media briefing yesterday. They expressed their views with regard to the reopening of the Buddhist and Pali University and state-sponsored suppression.
ඔවුන්ගේ කොන්දේසි වලට යටත් කරගෙන අස්සන් ලබාගෙන තමයි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ විවෘත කරන්න සූදානම් වෙන්නේ.
They are ready to open the university only after the students submit to their conditions and place their signatures. The summary of the affidavit being signed by the first-year students is that they will always go along with whatever the administration says, and they will be yes men right throughout. We are making it clear now, university students are not yes men who say yes even if something is wrong. Progressive university students are not ready to bow down to such conditions. Now what are we asking for? We are speaking up for the education system in this country, for the children in this country, for the health service of this country. Should the government's response be suppression, attacks and imprisonment? The people are living their lives under immense pressure. Someday in the near future, you and the supporters surrounding you will have to face the consequences of your actions. After many decades, a drama of a totalitarian madman is being staged. By now, President Ranil is trying to execute a collective suppression at the university students, teachers and leaders of trade unions. All these people stand with the general public. Because of that, we must tell Ranil, do not try to continue this game. We must say the same to Ranil's henchmen and thugs of the Bahut tour. Stop this suppression immediately.
In news overseas, tens of thousands of people filled Mexico City's vast main plaza Sunday to protest President Andrés Manuel López Obrador's electoral law changes they say threaten democracy and could mark a return to the past. The plaza is normally thought to hold nearly 100,000 people, but many protesters who couldn't fit in the square spilled onto nearby streets. Huge crowds gathered in Mexico on Sunday to condemn government moves to shrink the electoral authority as a threat to democracy in what appeared to be the largest protest so far against President Andrés Manuel López Obrador's administration. Organizers said over 500,000 people turned out in Mexico City, with video footage on social media showing the central Zocalo Square filled with protesters who also spilled out into adjoining streets. One police officer nearby said he had heard the 500,000 figure, while others gave lower estimates. Mexico City government, which is controlled by López Obrador's party, said 90,000 people took part. Mexico's Congress on Wednesday approved a major overhaul of the National Electoral Institute, an independent body which López Obrador has attacked as corrupt and inefficient. At least 59 migrants, including 12 children, have died and dozens more are feared missing after their boat sank in rough seas off southern Italy. The vessel broke apart while trying to land near the coastal town of Crotone in the Calabria region. Survivors said at least 150 people were aboard. Italy's president said many of them were fleeing difficult conditions. Interior Minister Matteo Piantedosi, who visited the scene, said as many as 30 people may still be missing. According to Italy's ANSA news agency, a baby thought to be only a few months old was among the dead. Bodies were recovered from the beach at a nearby seaside resort. The Coast Guard said 80 people had been found alive, including some who managed to reach the shore after the sinking. Israeli and Palestinian officials have pledged to implement measures to de-escalate surging violence after talks in Jordan. In a joint statement at the end of the meeting in the Red Sea resort of Aqaba on Sunday, Israel and Palestinian officials said that they would work closely to prevent further violence and that they reaffirmed the necessity of committing to de-escalation on the ground. According to a joint statement, Israel was committed to stop discussing setting up any new settlement units for 4 months and stop approving any new settlements for 6 months. The joint statement came at the end of a meeting also attended by United States, Egyptian and Jordanian officials amid growing concerns over an escalation of violence in the run-up to the holy Muslim month of Ramadan that begins in late March. According to the statement, Israel and the Palestinian Authority stressed joint readiness and commitment to work immediately to stop unilateral measures for 3 to 6 months. Tommy Fury beat Jake Paul by split decision in arguably the most anticipated 8-round contest in boxing history.
Tommy Fury, aged 23, was the busier fighter, landing more accurate punches and demonstrating his boxing fundamentals.
Jake Paul using his jab.
The former Love Island star, brother of WBC heavyweight champion Tyson Fury, was knocked down by YouTuber turned boxer Paul in the 8th round. One judge scored it 75-74 to Paul, with the other two scoring 76-73 to Tommy Fury.
For the past 2.5 years, this is all that's consumed my life. Broke rib, denied access, and everybody thought I was running scared. Tonight, I made my own legacy. I am Tommy Fury. I want to dedicate this fight to my new baby girl, Bambi, at home. My missus, I love you. I can't wait to see you. This fight was for you. This belt is for you, Bambi. I love you.
No, all respect to Tommy. He won, you know, and don't judge me by my wins. Judge me.
Sri Lanka Test cricket captain Dimuth Karunaratne says that the team is well prepared for the Test series in New Zealand. The Sri Lankan cricket team left for New Zealand on Monday morning. Dimuth Karunaratne said they attended several training sessions in Radalla and have around a week before they play in the first Test. And that's a wrap of the lunchtime news. Join us again at 1:30 on the brief at 30.
At the Gideon, at the Radiant. සයිබර් අවකාශය කළඹන වුවත් සලකුණ News First YouTube channelය අදම subscribe කරන්න. News First ජනතාව සමග.
News First News Alert ඔබේ ජංගම දුරකථනයටත් ඔබ ඩයිලොග් පාරිභෝගිකයෙක් නම් English Alert සේවාව ලබා ගැනීමට NFU ලෙසත් Singlish Alert සේවාව ලබා ගැනීමට NUS ලෙසත් Tanglish Alert සේවාව ලබා ගැනීමට NAT ලෙසත් ටයිප් කර 678ට send කරන්න.